Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Okay, 5 of Cups. This is sort of perfect Cancer energy, right? A lot of feelings, a lot of emotional energy coming and going. I think you're somebody that you're in touch with your emotions, very much so. Sometimes we can be a little sensitive, I guess, right? Sometimes we could be a little bit too affected by our emotional energy, but I feel like you've really recognized that about yourself. And the thing with the 5 of Cups is we know that emotions are like waves. They come upon us, we feel them, and then they wash away again. So with this card, I feel like we're intentionally trying not to identify with every perhaps fleeting emotion that we feel. Okay? You're somebody who knows that there's something underneath the surface of all of that water. You know that all of these feelings come from the same place, right? And there is something deeper that is important and meaningful here. So I don't know if you're in a situation now maybe where there's a lot of emotions going back and forth, but you're trying not to overreact to any of them. Trying not to fully identify with any of them. How you feel right now in this moment is not the absolute truth of things, right? It's just how you feel right now. So let's put this into some context. This seems like it's right up our alley for a Cancer reading. There's the Cancer power card. That is the Knight of Cups. Okay, this is your superhero card. We got an ace. See, there's the underlying truth, right? There's the Ace of Swords underneath it all. The 7 of Swords back here. There's a Prince of Cups. Interesting. Fixed water energy. And of course, a fixed air energy. So I like that we have some turbulent emotions. We have a fixed feeling, a fixed sort of value. We have some turbulent thoughts. We have a fixed belief, or the fixed air energy to go with it. That's very nice. It's sort of a we know that even when our thoughts are swirling, that there is something consistent in our life. Even when our emotions are turbulent, there is something consistent, right? So there's an underlying truth to everything, and I think it's the very best version of yourself is what you're becoming. Yeah. Over here we have, oh, look at that, 10 of Cups. That's bliss. That is miracles coming true, right? 10 of Cups. Ace of Pentacles, very nice. The 9 of Swords is what we're trying to avoid. This is the card we don't want, right? And of course, our Queen of Pentacles at the end. We want to be very confident. We want to be very satisfied with our choices right now. And so when you are getting these intense emotions, it's important not to always act on them, right? Because that's sort of an impulsive. That's sort of we're acting on information that's going to change in a few minutes or a few days. We understand those kinds of emotions. Those are more what's going on the surface of the water, the white caps, in the ocean or in the lakes too. But what's down beneath the surface is what is really important. What's going on the surface is just weather, right? But everything down beneath, not always affected by what's happening on the surface of the water, right? Excuse me one second. We are a little bit sick in our house today. I had to hit the cough button. I apologize if this reading is a little bit tough for me to get through. Our daughter just started her second year of preschool. She's 4. And within a week, we're all sick. So it's the way it goes. We'll be fine. We're going to get through it. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown, and we're just going to set it down right over here. We're going to put Mr. Tao, the yin-yang duck, right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need. If you have a prediction for that card, please put it down in the comments below. Let's do it together. Let's use our intuition. We need it right now because you know what? Let's look around the room. We don't see any major arcana, right? Nothing. No major arcana here anywhere. But we do see your superpower. So what Spirit is trying to say is that you are the spiritual energy right now, that you are connected, that you know who you are, what you know what's going on, you know all of this. I'm not telling you anything new. I think what this reading is going to do is confirm how you already are dealing with things. Okay? We're going to validate things. I'm not telling you anything new. I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know about yourself and about your nature. Okay? At least that's the impression I get by there being no major arcana. Basically, Spirit's the table here. Spirit is supporting everything. Whoops. Spirit is supporting everything that you're doing. Okay? Now, I knocked over the dove. And this is the path of the dove. There is something here beneath the surface. There is a nine of... See, when we're over here, the Nine of Swords is what we don't want. We don't want to feel that despair. We don't want to let any of these emotions on the surface of the water make us feel as if this is it, this is the end. I'm going to feel this way forever now. You know, we don't want to be in that despair. When we get to the path of the serpent, this position in the spread becomes the energy that we need. In this case, we need the Nine of Swords. We need to recognize something. Okay. And the idea of intuition. I wonder if there is a little bit more than meets the eye here. Yeah. Let's start with the Nine of Cups, your superhero card, right? It's your ability to be moved by your emotions. When you feel something, sometimes we act on it. You know, we're trusting our heart. This is someone who's being led by their heart, has pulled their heart out and is using it as a compass. And they're following it, right? It's the card of giving and receiving love and affection. It's how we express our emotions, okay? And I think that you're trying to, right now, understand the surface of the water, the fleeting emotions coming and going, good and bad, waves crashing around. It is what it is. None of those really mean too much. But when we look underneath the surface and we see the Ace of Swords, this is something that does mean something. So if you're feeling a turbulent emotion right now, we've got to look deeper and find out what the cause is. This something that's just on the surface, or is there something underneath the surface of the waters deep within you that is something we need to confront, something that we need? When we get over here, we need this, because this is going to be everything that's going to prevent us from realizing the miracles, from believing in this bliss, right? Manifesting the miracles, believing in the bliss. 10 of Cups. This is going to interrupt that. This is going to be the obstacle that we need to overcome. Okay, so in this sense, yes, we're learning which sort of emotional turbulence is just par for the course. I'm a emotional person. I'm a Cancer. That's how I do it. Learning to differentiate between that surface level stuff versus those really deep feelings that mean something you should listen to. How do we know, right? How do we know which one of these to sort of follow and which one to say, it's just me being like a moody Cancer. Look, I'm a solar Cancer too, and I can be very moody. And there's not always a reason, there's not always an importance attached to those. I try not to identify with those, try to let it pass, and it's fine, it's whatever. But sometimes, those emotions that we feel, we need to follow them because they mean something, because they are important, and Spirit's trying to show you how to differentiate that, okay? Because you're manifesting miracles over here, right? You're believing in the bliss. This is the dream come true. This is the happiest life. So Underneath the surface, we've got this Ace of Swords. This is you looking for the root cause of, why you feel the way you feel, and to know if this is something that you need to follow. Is this your compass showing you true north? Is this the truth here that you need to follow? When you have this really overwhelmingly joyous feeling, is that the truth? When you have this really intense, overwhelming, unpleasant feeling, is that the truth? In the course of a few minutes, I could go from loving something to hating something back to loving it again. Which one is the truth, right? That's what Spirit is saying you need to investigate now. Okay, we've got to get to the bottom of it, and you've got to get to this truth. This is your essential truth. It doesn't mean this is true for anybody else. Absolute truth is only absolute for you. Okay? So we got this Ace of Swords underneath everything. And this is really where we're trying to get, beneath the surface of the waters, down here, right? Which is going to allow us to make the right decisions in our behaviors. So we feel these emotions. We understand that, okay, this is a truth for me. I'm going to follow my compass, and it's going to lead me to a new behavior, or a change in behavior, or a particular behavior. It might not be new, but it's going to lead to behavior, right? From air to earth. From water to air to earth. Okay. These two positions of the dove and serpent spread are very connected. That what your essential truth is underneath the surface is influencing how you act, how you behave in this world, out here with the rest of us, all right? And behind the scenes, though, Seven of Swords, it hasn't always been easy for us to find that essential truth, that needle in the haystack down there, especially when I'm really in my feelings. I think I know what the truth is. When that feeling then gives way to its yin-yang opposite, I feel like that is my essential truth. So there's a lot of differing opinions just within us in the course of a day. I can love something, hate something, love something, and each time feel like that is absolute truth. Okay. But we're searching for something deeper, something more to the core of things. Right? And I'll tell you, I don't know the answer to that question. Like I said, I'm a solar Cancer. I'm trying to figure it out too. All right? We're all in this together, But this is the conflicting thing. We're trying to find that needle in the haystack. Then somebody throws a bunch of plastic needles in there too, and just to confuse us. Thanks, But this is allowing us then to sift through and discover and do the work. I don't think it's really about finding the absolute truth, but it's about doing the work to get there. It's not about the needle. Who cares? I found a needle in a haystack. Big deal. No, it's about the effort of looking and differentiating and sorting through, okay, haystack, 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 needle, plastic needle, haystack, haystack, haystack. It's through that work, that effort, that we gain the sort of spiritual confidence to direct our lives and to choose bliss and miracles over the alternative. Yeah. So I don't think it's really about finding this absolutely once and for all. No, it's about doing the work, the introspection, right? The self-work, the internal sort of analysis. We've got a really interesting blend. We don't have any fire cards. We've got water, 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 water. We've got air, 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 and air, and a couple of earthies. So it's really about the heart and the mind working together to figure out where to go in life. The heart, and really, since this is your central power, I think you have a habit of deferring to one or the other. So it's either Cancer, you're going to be just led by your heart no matter what. One day I'm going to love this thing, the next day I'm going to hate it, I'm going to go in the opposite direction. That's just the way it is. That's Dallas, right? Or Cancer, I think we have the tendency to go in the other direction, where we totally ignore our emotions and we just try to be overly intellectual. We just mentalize everything, right? And that, I think, is really an interesting, we have that duality here with the fixed water and fixed air energies. It's either I'm going to be all water or I'm going to be all air. I'm going to be fixed here or fixed here. But really what we need is the fluidity to go between. We need the harmony. We need everything to sort of sync up. Okay? And I think that's the message. That's what we're trying to do. That's why on the path of the dove, we've just got air, water, air, water, air, water. Okay, 6 cards, pair, it's balanced over here, right? And that's what we're going for, because that is you really stepping into your superpower. Your superpower is not just being so emotional, but it's about knowing your emotions and being able to have a conversation with them, to come to a consensus, to come to a transcendent sort of idea that can lead us forward into whatever the next step is, whatever this decision is you're trying to make, whatever is happening in your life. This is the Cancer way, right? This is how we manifest miracles, and this is how we believe in the bliss, right? It's how we get the very best things in life that we want. So we've got the fixed water energy up top, and sometimes this is us identifying with a feeling, and we have a difficult time letting it go. So the first step is to realize whatever we're feeling here, let's let it go for a moment. And it could be you feel so strongly about something. Either I want something so bad, or I don't want it so bad. It's either an attraction or an aversion, right? It's either a love or a hate. Just leave it alone for a minute, Just try to not identify with that for the time being, whether it's a day, a week, whatever. See if it comes back. See if you encounter it again, if you still feel that way or not. Maybe after a couple hours, you're going to be very indifferent, Maybe in a couple hours, you're still going to hate it. And then maybe that's when you're going to throw the thing away. Send it back to Amazon or whatever, right? The same thing with the air energy. Sometimes we get fixed in a belief, that we get stuck in our head about something, and it's like, and then it really creates this sort of this contention within ourselves, because we may be feeling one way, but we may be thinking another way, saying, no, I love this thing, I want this thing. Why do I feel so angry at it? Why do I hate it? Why do I want to send it back? Why do I want to smash it? It's how I feel with my stylophone over here, because I can't play it. I'm not good at it. But I want to love it, right? And so sometimes we have, actually I do love it. I don't dislike my stylophone over here. It's very, very nice. I think the batteries actually have died. I'm just not good at playing it. Yeah, batteries are dead. It's because in between readings, I'm like practicing with it, and it sounds terrible. But we may think that we should, or think that we do want something or not want something, but our heart is sort of feeling something different about it, right? So sometimes this is about us not identifying with the thought, not mentalizing it, and just sitting back and thinking, not thinking. See, that's me, that's my Cancer. Feeling, what is it that I feel? Not really trying to identify it or label it, but just acknowledge it. And maybe ask, is this a good feeling or not? So in that sense, we're always putting things in categories. We've got the yin, yang symbol right there. We're trying to categorize things, good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant, right? And that's the emotions, right? And sometimes it's a blending of two, but really it's just, you see something, it's either nothing or an attraction or an aversion to it, okay? So I feel like this is really important work for you right now, that this is part of you trying to become, again, the master of yourself, trying to become the very best version of yourself, trying to activate your superpower, because it's by becoming the best version of yourself that you are going to manifest all of this bliss, that you're going to arrive at the destination of your journey, which is the dream come true, living the life that feels so good, living the life of bliss. Right? Manifesting the miracles in your life. And so this is about knowing which direction to go, what to pursue and what not to pursue. Okay? It's all about the behavior here in the environment. Excuse me again. I'm blessed for that cough button. That is a small miracle that I've manifested somehow. We're going to talk about the path of the serpent now, and as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free, and it supports the channel, so it's kind of a win-win situation. All right. The Ten of Cups, of course, general energy. This is what we want. We're looking and this is so obvious, right? We're looking to live a life that is more satisfying, that's more fulfilling. We're looking for a life that is filled with more joy, more pleasure, more connection, more fullness, not less. I'm not trying to surround myself with things that I hate or that make me miserable. But sometimes, Cancer, we have a difficult time knowing which is which. Yeah. So with this card, this is our ideal. Living a life that is happy. Living a life where our decisions take us closer to what is pleasant and good for us and long term, not just pleasant as in, again, this is part of our problem. If it feels good right now, doesn't mean it is good for you. If it feels bad right now, doesn't mean it is bad for you. Right? And so that's why I think on this path we need this Nine of Swords, because we have to understand that sometimes things that are immediately gratifying are really not part of our bliss and part of our miracles. Okay? Other times, we need a Nine of Swords, because sometimes it's the realization that, okay, this may be a very painful sort of truth that I'm discovering, a very painful realization or a painful feeling. I don't like it, I don't want it. But I know that it's important for me to recognize this now so I can continue manifesting my best life and leading a life that is fulfilling and satisfying and sort of, improving. And however you define that. Okay. So the Ten of Cups is out there as this sort of dream come true, the happiest version of life. And happy in the true sense of the word, not just, well, I'm happy right now because I got what I wanted, but the sort of ideal long-term satisfaction and fulfillment, the feeling of fullness in life. And it's sort of one step at a time, one moment at a time. Here we've got that Ace of Pentacles to go with our Ace of Swords. It's whatever next step is coming for you. This is every thought, every word, every deed. Okay. This is every action, every step we take. Right? We want it to be based on our absolute truth. We want it to be following our compass, a compass that has been calibrated, toward our best life. Not our worst life, let's say. So we have to be able to trust our compass. We have to know that our Ace of Swords is pointing us to our true north. Yeah, we have to trust ourselves. We have to trust our heart, because Cancer, you're going to follow your heart one way or the other. Right? And this is in every step we take, every decision we make, every step forward. We want it to be a step, of course, in the right direction, obviously. Not telling you anything you don't know. Okay. But the Nine of Swords is interesting, because this is the energy that we need right now. And sometimes this is a painful realization. Sometimes this is the truth, that hurts our heart. Sometimes this is something that doesn't feel good now, but we know is leading us to the right thing. So just as much as it's about taking a step towards something, towards this, we have to know what we have to take a step away from. Just as much as we want to make the right decisions, we want to avoid the wrong ones. So we have to know what these things are. We can't just shut out all of the unpleasant stuff from life. Right? Because then when it inevitably comes our way, we're going to be overwhelmed, devastated, laid low, right? Laid waste. So as much as it is knowing what you want, knowing how to manifest your miracles, knowing what your happiest life is, you have to sort of know your shadow too. You have to know your opposite. You have to know the yin to your yang, you know. Well, speaking of the yin yang, let's do a little something special. Let's do a hexagram from the I-Ching. All right. Sometimes it's very important for you to do a divination. Sometimes, especially if we're having an issue sorting out our heart and our mind, finding the needle in the haystack, well, that's what divination is for, right? Because otherwise, if I already knew the right thing to do, I wouldn't have to ask Spirit. I wouldn't have to ask the oracles, you know? And sometimes I feel like I know the right thing, and we sometimes need a confirmation, right? Let's see what our hexagram is. We usually save this for the extended readings. You're getting a little treat today. The marrying maiden. To set out to bring order is a pitfall. No direction is fruitful. Marrying maiden supported the first wife of Chinese noblemen. Now let's all this sexism aside, right? It's ancient China here. You are in a supporting role. You are not yet ready to exert influence. Do not set intentions or make plans. Feel your way, adapt, find your place without originating any action or having any agenda of your own. How can you grow into this situation? What does it mean to you to come second? And how sustainable is this? So let's take this away. You're in a supporting role. You're not allowed to take a step in any direction of your own. You have to obey orders. You have to do what you're told, right? Who are you listening to? Who's your master here? Right? So this is an important, very important card. I know it's weird, right? And it sounds a little chauvinistic. It's I don't like the language, perhaps, but it makes a point that you're in a supporting role, that you are being told to submit to either your heart or your mind, you know. And maybe this hexagram is how we've been living our life. That it's either, and it's, you know, you're serving one or other of these masters, right? Either the fixed heart or the fixed mind. That's what's dictating. So we're saying no. We're saying I'm not going to be this marrying maiden hexagram anymore. You're stepping into your power, your superpower, right? Your superhero energy with this Cancer Knight of Cups. So no longer are you the supporting role. Now you're the leader. Now you're the one that is able to listen to the heart and the mind, but you're making the decisions. You're coming into your higher self. You're coming in to know your true self and to merge with that energy. Okay? I think that's the message there. We have the Queen of Pentacles at the end, which is your future self. Sitting pretty. Living the life you want to live. You're sitting down, you've got everything with you, you've got the whole world in your hands. Right? And you're looking back at your life. You're looking back at the long and winding road that you traversed to get here, your future self. And I think that there's been a lot of wrong turns, a lot of getting lost, a lot of bumps in the road, but you made it. You made it not through making the right decision every single time. That'd be too easy. No, but by getting lost, running into obstacles, taking wrong turns, but somehow persisting, finding your way, and you're going. So again, it's not about finding the absolute truth. There is no right answer every time, but it's about trying to put your energy in touch with your higher self, not be in the submissive, supporting, second wife kind of role, right, to your thinking or your feeling. And just forget about the language. It's China, you know, it's ancient China. You're not in that supportive role anymore, right? So you're making decisions on what you believe to be the very best possible choice in every situation. It may not be the absolute truth. Again, this would be too easy, right? But you make it. You arrive. These miracles are real, and these blessings are yours. Let's look at the mystery card. I almost forgot. Mystery card, oh, what is it going to be? Major arcana or a fire energy, of course, because that's what we don't have here. If you have a prediction, Put it in the comments. Okay, let's see. No, Five of Pentacles. Good. Five of Pentacles shows you're moving. It shows that you also understand that things that may feel good right now may not be the best for you. That's why these people, as limping, as tired, as broken as they might be, they're moving past that warm, cozy building. It probably has food in there. Maybe that's a grocery store, right? And they're just saying that may feel good right now, but I'm going to stay on the journey. You know how to make the difficult decisions. But this is also change. It's the Five of Pentacles, right? It's a change of behavior. You're changing the way you operate in the world. And of course, we add that to our ace, we get a 6. We get harmonious actions in the world, harmonious movements, harmonious engagements with the environment, with the world around you. And that's how you arrive at your very best self and your very best future. Excuse me, sorry about that. That must have been loud for you. My apologies. The Five of Pentacles is what it's all about. It's being willing to lead yourself here. Right? That you are not being ruled by either of these masters. The heart and the mind are not the masters. Don't get it twisted, right? They are pretty important lieutenants or whatever, but they're not the, they're not the top dog there. The true self is, right? Anyway, I like this for you. It feels very personal to me as well. We're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Cancer Tuesdays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. It does not cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.